Yeah. This album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I never amount to nothing. For all the people that lived above the buildings that I was hustling from the police on when I was just trying to make some money to feed my daughter. And all the niggas in the struggle, you know what I'm saying?
Good on Saturday morning.
I used to read Word Up magazine, something pepper and heavy D up in the limousine.
Definitely outside with this one, boy.
Every Saturday,
I was outside, Dane. I was outside. I was on the porch. When you on the porch, I was off the porch. You was off the porch, nigga. I was off the porch, nigga.
Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the
road rags and motherfucking scooters and bikes and shit. Road rags. Oh shit. You better taking it back. Road back. You might not know about that. Niggas don't know. Niggas don't know, man. Riding a skateboard down the hill on the park. Niggas know what's gonna fuck ourselves up back then. They don't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing about that thing. It's good on time. It's good on time.
It's all good.
Yeah. And if you don't know, now you know, my nigga.
I made the change from a common thief to up close and personal with Robin Leach and a far from cheap. I smoke smoke with my peeps all day, spraying out the Brooklyn way. The Moet and Alizé keep me pissy. Girls used to diss me, now they write letters cause they miss me. I never thought it could happen, this rapping stuff. I was too used to packing gats and stuff. Now honeys play me off like butter play coast. From the Mississippi down to the East Coast, condos and Queens, in dough for weeks. Sold out seats to hear Biggie Small speak. Living life without fear, putting 5 carats in my baby girl ear. Lunches, brunches, interviews by the pool. Considered a fool cause I dropped out of high school. Stereotypes of a black male misunderstood, and it's still all good. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga.
Well, thank you for tuning in to the Dane and Jeremy podcast. This is episode 8. I'm the host, Jerry, my co-host, Dane.
Dane, y'all. DMV, what up? Parentheses around the M, man. You got good people. Sit back, hang tight. I mean, you got something funky to listen to today. Jeremy, go ahead and spearhead the attack, man.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. We will cover the latest sports and current events today. And Dane, how was your week today?
My week was refreshing, man. It was a cleansing week or staycation, I should say. I tried badminton for the first time.
Badminton, that's awesome.
Yeah, man. I give a newfound respect for tennis players, man.
Okay.
It's a lot of hard work, man. I tell you that right now. Either I'm out of shape badly or they man, Jesus. And also decided to give my life to the Lord. Got saved.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. We're gonna talk about that later on.
All right. I'm down.
Yes, that's good. That's good. Well, as for me, man, I had a great week. I went on a cruise. I went on a nice excursion for 4 days out there in the ocean, in the water. Something new. I was thinking about Titanic all week. Looking out for icebergs and everything. But I was pretty good. I said, hey, I think those guys must have been traveling in the wintertime. Because I was like, I ain't see any. But it's kind of crazy because when I was out there in the ocean, I ain't see nothing. I didn't see no fish. I was just like, man, where are the fish at? I don't see no dolphins. I wake up early in the morning trying to see the dolphins, watching the sunset, the sunrise, and all that. I'm looking for a whale tail or something to come up out of the water. You know what I mean? But I don't see that type of stuff.
I was looking for Nemo?
Man, I was looking for Willie, Free Willie. I was looking for all of them, man. I was out there looking, and I was just, man, and I was out there looking at the ocean. I told Nicole at one point in time, and I said, you see that, how the water's different in one part than all the others? She said, yeah, I noticed that. I said, I wonder if that's the oil that got Free Willie's sister. Remember in Free Willie 2 when they had to kill Free Willie's sister? Because I'm like, hey, man, these boats just traveling through this water. I know they're dropping a whole lot of stuff. But hey, I enjoyed my time, man. It was great. I would suggest for you and your girl to go there. I mean, it's a great time in the Bahamas. It was great people. I didn't get to go to Atlantis. They was taxing. I paid $160 per person for 4 hours. I'm just like, nah, I'd rather go ahead and just walk this city.
Chalk that one up.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got me a nice Cuban. You know what I mean? Walk there, walk around. You know what I mean?
Just puffing on a cigar?
Yeah, I was puffing on a cigar, man. I was puffing on quite of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got them. I was drinking white Henny all week. All week. I bought back some bottles for sale. For sale. Holler at me. You know what I mean? Facebook, Twitter, anywhere. Dane and Jeremy podcast, Twitter. Just look that up. But you know, just doing my thing. You know what I mean? So
what was the
enjoying the
landscape
week
like?
off? Huh?
What was the landscape like? What was the scenery?
Oh, the scenery was beautiful.
Yeah.
The scenery was beautiful, Dave.
Single guy, you can pull it off.
Oh, if it was, because definitely. Because I was telling my cousins, I said, you know, cruise ships is one of those things that a lot of single women go on. It's like a girls trip type thing. You know, it's a nice, relaxed type thing. Everything's paid for. Everything's there. You know what I mean? You eat good. Oh, the food was great. Oh, the food was great. It's also a great place for the kids, too. You know what I mean? There are some kids running around, too. There is a great place for the kids, but everything, the scenery was great. You know, it was nice, like a lot of couples there, a lot of single people there, just mingling. You know, the scenery was really great. So I met some people from Tennessee.
Just mingling.
Yeah, met some people from Tennessee, some white people from Tennessee. You know, they were cool, very cool. Met them in the jacuzzi. You know, me and my girl was in the jacuzzi, and then they sat right next to us in the jacuzzi. So it was just like pretty cool. But it was a fun trip overall. I would definitely do it again. I'm looking to probably try to do another one by the time the year ends. It was I really enjoyed myself. But you know, it's crazy. But yeah, I really did enjoy myself. The islands, the water was beautiful, thing. Swimming in the water, like it was almost like, you know how when you go, like I won't go to Ocean City and open my eyes up under the water without goggles. But in there, I was like, the water was just beautiful. I would just open my eyes up, just right up, because it was just like almost flat. It was just beautiful. I was just like, but we went to this one beach and it was just terrible. But they had an ocean. They had a storm come right the night before we got there. So they had a whole lot of seaweed and stuff up on the shore. So it was like after you got past the seaweed, the water was beautiful. But after it was just the seaweed washed up on the shore, and you had to swim past seaweed to get to the beautiful part.
Seaweed's good for your skin, though, my guy.
I don't think that type of seaweed is good for your skin.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got to cure it a little bit, but
that I don't know. But
it'd be all right,
that
man.
seaweed wasn't.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
You was itching after?
Nah, I mean I'm good. I wasn't itching or anything. It was just kind of disgusting mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure it did nothing to your body, but I'm just saying it was just disgusting mentally.
Yeah, the texture probably.
Yeah, it was like it was just like basically swimming with a whole bunch of pine trees. You know how pine tree needles and stuff and branches.
That's how it felt?
Yeah, it was just
seaweed.
Yeah, because it was this thick seaweed. It wasn't that real greenery seaweed. It was like
I thought they were like seaweed. I was thinking seaweed like slimy.
No, it wasn't that like
wet.
No, it wasn't that type of seaweed. It was more like algae type seaweed.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It was I don't know what you call it, but that's what type of seaweed it was. But it was pretty disgusting. I mean, but when you got past it, it was pretty good. But we didn't stay in the water too long just for those reasons. But the ship was awesome. Kept on calling the boat all week. The ship was awesome. I enjoyed myself. It was my girl's birthday too, so
happy birthday, Nicole.
Yeah,
happy belated.
So that was good. So that was good. So what else was going on? That was on the boat, man. So how's work, man? You was out there killing them bugs this week?
Yeah, killing them bugs. It was rainy. It was wet, sloppy. A lot of extra services for ants and stuff of that nature. But I'm also disappointed right now, though, man, because I thought we had a third guy on the show.
Oh, the C mic. The C mic is not here this week, people.
Yeah.
Brad. I'm pretty sure the people who've been listening, we introduced him 2 weeks ago, and he's not here this week, unfortunately. Hopefully he can make it another time, but this time he's not here this week. But so,
Brad, if you are listening, I am very disappointed. Yeah, come on, my guy.
And Brad, when I was saying that, I was kind of looking like where you will possibly be sitting. I was like, hey, you're just not there. what we should have did, we should have put some braids or something in the place of you. And said, hey, he's here.
You know, I do have some braids too. I do have a pack of braids.
Hey, we should have definitely did that. But it's okay. It's definitely okay.
It's not Brad, man. It's all good. Take care of your business, man. And hope everything all is well.
Right.
And we'll see you next week.
We definitely hope all is well with you, Brad. But thank you for coming, man. So, my trip was great. You know, the only sad part about the trip was the Wi-Fi was terrible. Like terrible.
Yeah, you mentioned no service. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're in the ocean. What towers are around there?
Dude, but don't offer me Wi-Fi if your Wi-Fi sucks. Like I had to pay $70 for this Wi-Fi. You got what I'm saying?
$70?
Yeah.
Per person? Or
no, for one, basically per person, because you can't give it out your pass. If I gave you my password, the internet won't work for my phone now. So only one person.
Everybody pays $70, get a different password.
Yeah. So that's how it works. So it didn't work, and then the internet sucked. So I kind of want my $70 back. I definitely do want my $70 back. I mentioned that actually, but because the internet sucks, I was very disappointed because I didn't get to watch Power until Thursday, because that was one of my things I said, hey, all right,
you got to talk about Power.
I'm going to watch Power, and I didn't get to watch Power until I got back, and that's another thing, man, that my trip back was terrible. American Airlines sucks. I mean, oh my God, those guys suck. I mean, we sat there and we waited, basically, we got to the airport, I'm going to say around 10:30, 11 o'clock, all right? We were supposed to get on, our plane was supposed to leave at 2:50. All right. These guys, instead of delaying our flight, because the storm apparently was here, which we get, okay. But instead of delaying our flight, they just flat out canceled it. Meanwhile, we got family members on other flights going to the same location, but their flight isn't canceled.
Separate planes?
Yeah, separate planes. Like Vinny and them flew Spirit. You know what I mean? We had some family fly Southwest, and it was just like they flew separate planes back. And so we're sitting there wondering, hold on, why is our flight canceled? And theirs is flying back, and we're all going to the
same place.
You got what I'm saying? So it just wasn't making sense to us. All right. So we was over there arguing and everything. They eventually found us a plane to get on, so we got on that plane. That plane was scheduled to leave at 6:04. We all got on that plane. Of course we did. Of course we was all scattered on the plane. We didn't get to sit together and enjoy the trip and everything back. You know what I mean? So, but of course it was all scattered everywhere. But and then this is what happens. And then we get on the runway. Okay. Meanwhile, we get on the runway. And they tell us we have to sit for another hour in the plane because of the storm that's at Reagan.
Yeah, I mean, that happens. You're gonna be laid over.
Eventually, we're sitting there for 2 hours,
especially coming from the south.
But the thing is, this is my thing. Vinny and them are in the air. They're on their way back. Why are we not? You know what I mean?
Well, maybe when they took off, the weather wasn't so bad.
But no, the weather wasn't. I don't care, Vinny. I mean, that was just bad customer service on their part. Well, I didn't like how they just flat out canceled the trip instead of delaying it. I mean, don't get me wrong, Vinny and those flight got delayed, but the fact that American Airlines just flat out canceled the plane trip instead of delaying it, you got what I mean? Like that just pissed me off. That took me to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm just like, you can't do that. You can't do that. How are you just going to cancel the plane trip when you could have delayed it? Okay, it would have been cool if you would have kept on delaying it, because now we know we still have a ride home. We just waiting on our ride home.
The rigors and stresses of traveling, man. I'm telling you, it's not easy. It's never easy. Right. Y'all made it home safe. That's most important. Is your safety. As well as your family's safety. You don't want to be traveling through weather like that and not be certain that you're going to make it out of the air safely and land safely to where you're going to go. So that's most important.
Yeah, man. So
glad you're here today. Cause,
I'm here, man. I'm glad for God, and thank you.
I would have been disappointed if you didn't make it for episode 8.
This guy. This guy.
Well, at least you made it, man.
But I made it back home safe, you know what I mean? And like I said, I got those bottles on sale. I love Peter White Hennessy. you know, holla at me. $120, you know, holla at me. Then like I said, I missed Power. I mean, I watched it. I watched it on Thursday. I watched it again this morning. Great episode. Ghost is a drunk. Tyreek is stepping up to Ghost. I guess he lost respect for Ghost. Tasha wished Tyreek was dead instead of Raina. Tommy's gonna die eventually, I guess, because
he has it coming. Yeah, he has it. He has a gift wrap for him.
He definitely has it coming.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely has it coming. Angela's still the worst cop ever, but she put that tracker in Tommy's car, so that was kind of.
No, I knew that.
Yeah.
She was just trying. She just needed something. She's desperate right now. So
Yeah,
she needs something. She had to convince him somehow.
I don't know why she's doing all that when she knows that Ghost is not going to be.
Jeremy, that cop is hot on the trail, man.
Yeah, but she knows she's not going to get Ghost. I mean, she's not going to turn on Ghost.
Well, she about to start sleeping with Ghost again.
It's not like that.
Always go back to what feels familiar, man.
That's
Shit.
true.
You know what I mean?
Because he is about to be right back in it.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know what I mean? It is what it is, though. But so, but he's Power. I mean, Tommy has it coming for him. You know what I mean? He definitely does.
Jeremy, before you go, I told you a couple of podcasts ago that there's no way this is hard for me to believe that a mafia. You talking about mafia? There's no way you're gonna just let that slide off of me telling you the guy is done.
Right.
You gonna investigate and find out.
I mean,
come on, man. You can't just be like
Kanan snitched.
Oh yeah, Kanan, that nigga right there.
Don't forget about that.
That nigga Kanan, man.
Kanan,
he blowing motherfuckers' heads off.
Oh, he ain't playing.
He blowing.
Speaking of blowing heads off, Kendrick Lamar was great. He was great in that last episode.
Speaking of Kendrick Lamar,
laces.
Laces.
Yeah, he
speaking
was
of laces, I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. I was watching the show. Of course, I'm indulging in some tasty Flying Dog brews.
Right.
And I'm feeling a little toasty. So I'm looking at the screen, and he pops up. And I had to refocus my eyes a little bit. You get the little, I had to refocus a little bit. And before, yes. Flying Dogs.
Dogs.
The official beer of the Dane and Jeremy podcast.
Yes.
We were, I was looking, I said, hold on, I'm tripping right now. Is that Kendrick Lamar? Like, it took me a couple of scenes to be like, nah, that's not Kendrick.
Yeah,
that's not Kendrick. No, but he did a great job though.
Yeah, he did.
He's up there with Pookie, man.
Hey, he did a great job.
He's up there with Pookie.
And I hope Power does more with him because he really did great. Mm-hmm. He really did great. I wasn't expecting that, and he shows that he's really multi-talented. I mean, every time he just gets better. He just impresses us more and more. Every time I see this guy, he's really talented individual, and but his acting was great there, and Laces is that guy.
Yeah, but I think 50. I think 50 found a new friend. I think 50 has a soft spot for him, or Kanan. I'm sorry, speaking of Power Show, your character, I call him real names. I think Kanan has a soft spot for him. Like, yeah, man, because he touched him deep,
right?
He hit him like, you don't like anybody. You're cold hearted. You don't have any friends,
right?
And he's thinking about that, like,
right?
Man, am I not really a fucked up individual like that? Yes, you are. I guess.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
You definitely are.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
But things like that happen, man. I'm trying to tell you.
And that cat and mouse game Dre and Ghost are playing, man, it's getting real. I think Dre got the upper hand now. I think Ghost is losing control.
Because Ghost is an alcoholic.
He's just starting to become an alcoholic.
He's a drunk.
There's a lot of things. Everything around him is just crumbling.
He's
falling.
a drunk. I mean, because he's losing his patience.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made Ghost Ghost. Mm-hmm. Ghost was patient and always struck at the right moment.
And he was calculated.
Right, very calculated. Mm-hmm. And he's losing that right now.
Mm-hmm.
This Death of Raina, he lost Angela. I think that really hurts him. You know what I mean? Because he loves Angela. I think he cares about Tasha, but he doesn't really love Tasha. He loves Tasha for being the mother of his kids. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But he really loves Angela, like his relationship wise. Mm-hmm. And he's right now, he's just lost. He's lost in the world. He's dealing with this, trying to deal with Tommy at the same time, because Tommy's a hothead and he knows that. So it's like, and he doesn't like Tommy being involved. He's scared that Tommy's going to tell his dad too much information, which is the truth. But it's just like I see where his character's going, but he has to get out of that. That's the problem. He lost his cool.
Yeah, if only we listen to people when they're telling us things, and you're not blindsided by false reality.
Right.
Tommy's captivated by just not having a father, which I don't think Tommy cared about, but just to know that his father was somebody big in the streets,
right,
in the game, and that's more intriguing for Tommy. So now he let his guard down a little bit, and look, he let the snake in the garden.
That's true.
The man is about to indict his ass.
That's true, because they're definitely about to get him.
Yeah,
they're definitely about.
His dad might go with him too.
Huh?
His dad might go with him too. There's nothing the mafia don't find out, man.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That they don't know.
That is true, because his dad's thinking a snitch is only to a snitch. When you're a snitch is on a rat is on your person that you snitch on, that you're loyal to. Mm-hmm. That's what he thinks. Mm-hmm. But a rat is a rat. Yeah. It don't matter what you snitch on.
A rat's a rat.
Just like his wife told him, a rat's a rat. I don't care who you snitch on. I don't care if you're a
Norway rat, roof rat, whatever rat. When they kill you, it is a rat.
A rat is a rat.
A rat.
That's what it is. It don't matter who you're telling on. And people have to realize that. You know what I mean? It's just like, like there's only one time, to me, there's only one way of not snitching. And that is, say, if me and Dane did a crime, say if I was with Dane, okay? Dane did a crime, all right? I had nothing to do with anything to do with the crime. I was just there, all right? They lock me up, and you do nothing to come get me out. Like, you don't turn yourself in or anything like that. And because I had nothing to do with this crime. Right. It was a mistaken thing that they just locked me up. Right. You got what I mean? And you're walking free. You got what I mean? I'm going to give you a week. I'm going to let you know that right now.
He's giving me a grace period?
I'm going to give you a week.
You're giving me a fucking grace period, you motherfucker.
Think about this, because I'm telling you this right now.
What if you have warrants and I have warrants?
Huh?
What if you have warrants and
I don't care about all that. I don't care about all that. No, but that's a different story, because now they're locking me up.
Nah, I totally get what you're saying. Yeah. We spoke about this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I know where you're going.
Now I'm going to be like, hey, I'm going to give you a week. I'm going to say, okay, now, Dane's out there walking free, knowing damn well I had nothing to do with this shit, and they locked me up. And he ain't going to come in here and say what happened. So obviously, Dane don't give a fuck about me.
Yeah, that's real.
So why should I give a fuck about Dane?
That's real.
If I sit in here for Dane fucking snitch, I'll be a goddamn dummy. You know what I mean? I ain't that. You know what I mean? Because like Bernie Mac said in that one stand-up, when he said shit, when he said, nah, what you is a motherfucking dummy. Because if that was me, I'll be like, hey, Your Honor, it was that motherfucker right there. Because I'm telling you, I'm not. Now, say now, if me and you did a crime together, and I got caught, and you walking free, I won't say anything. Why? Because we did the crime together.
Right, exactly.
Maybe you did something that I didn't do.
Right.
You got what I mean? I'm not going to punish you for being smarter than me. You got what I mean?
Right.
So I'm down. Now, if I did that would be snitching. You got what I mean? That would be a rat. You know what I mean? But what he's talking about is, that's a rat.
I mean, yeah, because 25 years, you're supposed to be doing a life bid, supposedly, and all of a sudden you're out. I mean, I don't care what you say, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah, how are you out? Parole at the parole hearing, you didn't get your parole, and all of a sudden you're out.
Right, because the mafia wants to know that.
Oh, they're gonna know.
They want to know, because that's why they said
they're on his ass too.
Oh, they on his ass. Definitely on his ass.
Because I knew they wasn't stupid. Like, you just can't tell. Oh, the guy was handled. No, I got two bodies on me right now.
2 bodies.
I got 2 families. I got to explain this.
Right, that's true. That is true. Two parents. You got to explain.
Nah, man. So
instead of parents. So I understand that. And it's just going to be bad. It's going to be bad because one day Tommy's going to turn around. And then or his dad's going to turn around, and all they're going to hear is, that's all they're going to hear. And it's going to be real bad. What kind
of weak gunshot sound was that?
What? It was weak?
Yeah, turn your volume up, man.
That's all they're going to hear. It's going to be two quick ones, and drive off. And I'm sorry to hear that for those two, but that's what it's going to be. You know what I mean? So, let me turn my volume down here before I get any phone calls on the podcast. Because we don't want that to happen.
You're famous for that.
Yeah, we don't want that.
This guy's famous for that.
We don't want that to happen.
I mean, I the first one, I had a couple of hiccups, but, I've been cognizant of turning my volume down,
Right.
Putting my phone on mute. Sorry if I missed your call on the podcast, but this is what's important to us right now. So if it's not an emergency, I'll get back to you.
That is true. That is true. Thank you for patiently waiting. Might go straight to voicemail. If it's an emergency, send a text.
Mm-hmm.
I might read it, but I might still have to wait till after the podcast to respond.
Depending on the emergency.
Depending on the emergency.
It
might have to be an emergency.
It's not going to come off.
Is it an emergency to me? That's what it might. If it's an emergency to you, I might have to wait until after. And if it's an emergency to me, then I'll respond and probably do something, cut the podcast short. I mean, that's just the way I go. I mean, there's more things that's important and more things that aren't. We just try to make it. And then again, like I said, I'm sorry that we missed you guys last week. But hey, that's okay. But a lot happened. So, Dane, what do you think about this I Promise? This school by LeBron James. If you guys haven't heard, LeBron James has opened up a school called I Promise in Akron, Ohio. This school will have 240 plus kids in it. It's a great school. When you graduate, he already has a program set up at the University of Akron that you also go there for college. It's free scholarship if you graduate from this school, which is great. Parents of these kids that go to the school, that if you don't have your GED, you're also able to get your GED there, which is great. You know what I mean? And also have I believe they have trade courses and stuff like that for parents too.
Yeah, that's awesome,
which is great.
Yeah, pantry for families, bikes, helmets if you're in free rides to school, 2-mile radius. Man, there's so much things I can say about this, man. To LeBron James, you might not be great on the basketball court or up to Michael Jordan standards, which is fine, but I've always called him great because all the things he's done off the court, just to be so selfless and aware, you know what I mean, of what's going on in the world, you know what I mean?
Right.
What I mean by that is just, we live in a crazy world right now where a lot of things have gone by the wayside. A lot of kids growing up aimless, don't understand the seriousness of politics, government, and especially impoverished communities, which he came from. And not only that, just for him to be so aware of that and to take the necessary steps, to make it. It takes one person. He's just doing his part. But I hope other athletes look at this and, can put forward, some cash or anything to help, communities like that, because we need it, and people need it. People need help. And just to know that, that they're guaranteed free college tuition to go to a big major university.
That's great.
And it's paid for. That's awesome, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I shed a couple of tears for LeBron, man, because you'll always be a champion in my book. All time great. You know what I mean? Besides sports, and the reason why I love sports, is because it brings everybody together. Forget race, even though now the narrative now is one-sided about race and stuff like that, which I get and I follow closely because of my skin color, and I understand.
Yes.
So, but when we talk about sports and why I'm so passionate about it is because everybody's one.
Yes.
How we go to the games and we're just having fun, talking, no matter the skin color, white, black, brown, yellow. We're all having fun, man. And for LeBron James to do this, man, LeBron, man, I don't know if you ever listen to this or see this, but man, you are a champ in my book. I don't care if you lose 5 more finals. You're always a champ in my book, man, for what you did, especially for your city, and, because your city, your community, what you went through, all the leaps and bounds you had to take to get where you are. It wasn't easy. So he's trying to make it easier for the upcoming, the kids coming up, because we need less black kids in jail, in prisons, the juvenile detention centers.
Right.
That's awesome, man.
I think it's awesome that you cried.
Yeah, no, I did. I'm not gonna lie.
That's pretty cool.
I'm a man. I'm gonna tell you I cried. You know what I mean? I shed a tear. You know what I mean? When I saw that, I couldn't believe it, man.
I have to give LeBron James a round of applause for his efforts in the acting community.
Salute, my brother.
Yes,
Salute.
Yes. And the things that this guy does, if you ask me, he's the GOAT.
He is the GOAT. I
He's the
mean,
GOAT.
besides
He's
basketball.
No, because when I say greatest of all time, I have to include everything.
Mm-hmm.
I have to include everything.
Mm-hmm.
You're off the court and on the court, all grouped in one in a ball. Because Jordan is nowhere as active as LeBron James. LeBron James seems like a guy that would sit right next to you and have a conversation with you.
That's what I love about. That's what I love about him.
You would never get that. Jordan's never struck me as that. He's cocky, arrogant. I understand why he's that, but it is what it is. LeBron James is the GOAT of basketball. I consider what he does on the basketball court and what he does off the court. And what he does off the court is just amazing. It's amazing. Especially what he means to those kids in Akron. He delivers on all his promises.
Yes, yes.
But like I said before, he hasn't promised nothing in LA. He's there for the fame and the rings. But it is what it is. But big shout, LeBron.
There's nothing to prove.
You have nothing to prove in my book, man. You're the GOAT, man. You're the greatest of all time. I'm on record. This is the Dane and Jeremy podcast. I'm on here. You're recording me. I'm here. This is getting posted. And he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Jordan might be a better basketball player. But like I said, I define greats of all time differently than others. I think it's everything. The role model. All that. I would want my kid to grow up to be more like LeBron than Jordan.
To be selfless, man, and each one teach one, man.
Right.
Always give a helping hand, and that's what life's about. It's not about looking down on somebody.
Right.
I'm not here to look down on you. If you need help, and I've always been a person, I'll try to help you if I can. Always, I'll always be there for people that I come in contact with, because that's just the person I am. And forget money and all that stuff, man. You just feel good. You feel good in your soul when you do something selfless for somebody. So shout out to LeBron, man. Respect, man. Much respect.
Shout out to LeBron. You're a true role model. A lot of kids out there should be looking up to LeBron and wanting to be like him. And just, man, you're a great guy. And I appreciate everything that you do for our community, for your community, for Cleveland, for Northeast Ohio. Speaking of Northeast Ohio, on the negative side, especially for me and Dane here, we're diehard Ohio State Buckeye fans. If you know us, you know that. If you follow us on Twitter, you know that. We're diehard Ohio State Buckeye fans. What has gone on this week is highly, highly disappointing. A lot of guys I'm looking at different, my head coach included. I love the guy. I honestly believe he made a mistake media-wise, but he did the proper channels. He did what he was supposed to do as far as the investigation goes. He told his proper channels, his higher authorities. There was no criminal charges charged against the guy at the time, so they kept him on staff. Well, just to clear up a little bit what's going on, I believe that there's a coach named Zach Smith. He was Ohio State assistant coach. He got fired on July 23rd. July 24th, there was a press conference. A reporter asked Urban Meyer about the situation of Zach Smith's 2015 incident of domestic violence. Urban Meyer said he knows nothing about the situation. What happened? It came out that Urban Meyer didn't know about the situation about in 2015 because the woman, Courtney Smith, Zach Smith's wife, told Urban Meyer's wife, and Urban Meyer's wife was supposed to relay the message to Urban. So apparently that all did go down, and he did know the message. But I think the narrative's been changed to Urban Meyer. They make it seem like Urban Meyer was the one that committed domestic violence. Because at the end of the day, I'm just looking at the situation like all he did was lie to the media. Other than that, he did the proper protocol.
Legally,
if I tell Eugene Smith of what goes on, because that's what Urban Meyer
did do that. He went to him in 2015.
And they did, right? And they did anything, and they did nothing, and they did nothing.
So why does that fall on Urban?
My point exactly.
You took all this. You did the process. You went through the due diligence you had to do.
My point exactly.
You did your job.
The only thing I said is that the only thing I say on Urban is that he didn't need Eugene Smith permission to fire him. But I believe Urban said they do everything as a family. Every decision comes as a family. So I think they did come to the room and talk about the situation. And I don't think everybody was on the same accord as far as letting Zach Smith go at that time. And then when this new case came up, then it was all about because this new case is about him apparently stalking.